We are here with Long Beach State head coach Tyler Hildebrand and student athletes Tia Chavira and Katie Kennedy are runners-up in the 2023 Outrigger Big West Women's Volleyball Championship. First, coach, to start us off with an opening statement about tonight's final.
Well, it was a great crowd, and once again, I just want to keep reiterating how important this tournament is to our conference. And it's been a great thing all year for, as obviously it turned out, everybody. It was great for Irvine to get to play a 5-set match, Davis to play a 5-set match, Cal Poly to play a 5-set match, and like I said, Santa Barbara's already in and are most likely in. Hawaii's in, and we have a shot at a bid potentially tomorrow. So that's why one of the main reasons we wanted to do that is to make this conference stronger. So Alex, Jessica, everybody, thank you. Man, Hawaii was good tonight, huh? I mean, Amber's a national team player, and she showed it the last two times we played them, and they played a great match. The match was a lot closer through the first two sets than it seemed in all areas except serving and passing. And, we're a great passing team, and we just, they got on us a little bit. And I thought we actually served pretty well, and they were passing great. So, I guess this isn't something new, but in volleyball, serving and passing is, I guess, pretty important. And also great that we hosted. Thank you to our administration for doing that. Like I said all week, you heard the Hawaii fans tonight. You heard our fans. I don't know, 2,100 people. So this is a great venue to host. And so it was great. And I guess most importantly and lastly, Robin was a mentor to my wife on the national team. She's a good friend. I love her. Nick and Kaleo, we're really close to that staff, so we're really happy for them. They're playing their best volleyball at the end of the year. I think we are too, but so congratulations to them on a great tournament, on a great season, and they played a hell of a match tonight, and so congrats to them. And what we said to the team is we had a heck of a season, and this was an 11-month journey to get here. We knew there'd be three phases. There'd be the season, then the postseason, and then there'd be a NCAA tournament. And, we believe we have a strong shot in a number of areas and a number of the criteria to get a bid. So we'll be up all night sending that into the committee, and we think we have a shot. So we got a watch party tomorrow. And but whether we get in or not, I told the team I couldn't. It's the most proud I've ever been of a group of young women and our staff who sacrificed a lot and grew and didn't change who they were, win, lose, or draw all year, and learn from our wins and losses. And that's why we're here to do that. And we're here to win too, but we're here to do that. And I hope that regardless of whether we get a shot next week or not, that our women look back on this season and understand how special they are and how special it is to be a part of a team like this, and lay it all on the line. And despite what some younger youth sports are doing, there are winners and losers in life, and sometimes you lay it all out on the line and you lose. And we lost tonight, but we're hopeful that we'll have a shot next week.
Taryn Rodriguez of IE Sports Radio, host of Set Point Volleyball Podcast. Tyler, with all that you've done this year and all the adversity that you've gone through with injuries and sickness and through all the teams that you've beaten and competed with, do you think your team is deserving of an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament?
It's up to the committee. I wouldn't want their job, no matter who gets in and who doesn't. The people that don't get in are going to think they got the raw end of the deal, and those that get in think the committee is going to be the greatest, smartest people in the world. So I don't envy them, but I think that it's important to understand that we've proven that we can beat some of the best teams in the country when we play our best. And ultimately, that's what the tournament should be about, is teams that have proven that they can do that, and we have done that. And a number of our losses have been at not just like one player out, but two players out. And so we have had to, we're healthy now. And we hope that we're able to put that in the, in our plea that, hey, we're healthy now, and the goal is to get the best teams to compete at the highest level in the tournament, and that we are capable of being one of those teams. So I don't think we should. I shouldn't say we should, because like I said, I don't envy their position, but we have strong cases in a number of areas, not all the way across the board, but we have some strong cases, in particular our strength of schedule and our losses with some injuries and our wins. I don't know how many people in the bubble scheduled Texas and Nebraska and beat one of them, along with UCLA and Washington and Arizona and Indiana. And so I think we have a strong case, but it's up to the committee.
Tyler, you mentioned you guys struggle with their serve a little bit. What were they doing that was difficult for you guys to get under? Is it pace? Is it location? Something different than you guys were expecting? Like what were you seeing?
I mean, it's a little different in the men's game and the women's game. In the men's game, you see these matches where guys are just unloading, and their speed, maybe getting some tape aces. We typically win the serve and pass battle. We have most every match this year, and there's been a couple we didn't. But also, despite what some newer sports psychs think, there's no such thing as momentum. I mean, there's momentum, and they had some momentum serving. And when you start serving well and the other team starts shanking passes, it's like a golfer who's making putts and the hole looks this big, and then when you're lipping out everything, the hole looks that big. I got a golf reference. You're proud of me. And so I think, we have felt that. I mean, we led the conference in aces, so we have felt that a lot this year, where it just looks like everywhere we can serve, we're going to get some shanks or whatever. And so I think that's it. I wouldn't point to one thing or another. And we tried to make some adjustments. We had Natalie pass in the third, and she did a good job. But yeah, Mike, I don't know. Nothing. It just kind of, they started swinging that way, and it can feel tough to hang in there passing.
It looks like Hawai'i was just like rolling throughout the game. It was kind of struggling to try to score and everything like that. What were some of the adjustments you were hoping and planning and things like that kind of in the second half?
Well, we had a good game plan, and we were doing a pretty good job within the first set, and we were really close to executing on a few plays. I mean, it wasn't like we were missing what we wanted to do. We just didn't quite either get the right touch or the block, or missed a couple digs. And then, but again, this wasn't so much about adjustments. It was about the serve and pass battle from a volleyball perspective. And I told the girls all the way through, I think most of the first two sets, like it was obviously the third set, kind of turned into a rout. But in the first two sets, that we're playing a lot better volleyball than it might feel, even though we're trailing. It's just a couple points here or there, maybe a trans kill to turn the momentum, or just missing on a play or a block, or whatever the case may be. So adjustment-wise, we didn't really need to make it. They did what we thought they were going to do, on offense, but it wasn't about our offensive adjustments, because, unfortunately we were kind of off the net all night. So when we were on the net, we executed fairly well, and we were out hitting them up until the last couple swings of the second set, which surprising when we were getting up serving past. And so, and then like I said, I mean, sometimes all of us have been there. I can't tell you how many times I've been there where you're fighting, and then the floodgates open a little bit, and it's hard to hang in there. But so it wasn't necessarily about adjustments. I think it was just hard to deal with that much serve and pass deficit throughout the match.
Katie and Tia, obviously, one way or another, whatever the committee decides, your guys' last match here. Can you just reflect a little bit on what, the journey for you guys here has been, and how far the program's come in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I was reflecting before the match started as we were calling out the lineups and getting set up, and I was kind of just looking around and in awe of the environment that we get to play in for our home matches. And I was really grateful once again that we were hosting this tournament. It's cool to be able to play postseason here, and I did get a little emotional because this was the last match in the pyramid. So It's been a great journey the last 5 years, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else. This group was very special, as we've said many times. So just feeling a lot of gratitude today, even though we didn't come out with the win. I'm still really grateful and happy to be a part of this group.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad that, within the 5 years we ended on such a strong note, and being that this is the only beginning for this group, it's huge, and so thankful for this journey and this tournament that we got to experience in our last year, and just the community that's been showing up. Amazing job. It's just been, I'm in awe.
One last one.
Thanks. Coach Billy Ho with the Honolulu Star Advertiser. From a Hawaii perspective, you guys swept them earlier in the year pretty good over here, and then you play them tonight. They played 2 really good matches in this tournament. Just maybe what maybe was different about the team you saw today than maybe the one you saw 2 months ago that came here?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a great last 3 weeks of the season. They lost a couple at home first time, and you probably know it's been a while since they've lost 30 years, yeah. We did that a number of times this year where we had a loss and then we'd go on a run, and so I think great culture, great I don't know about great staff, but great leadership can look at that and make some changes, and they certainly did. And I really think we should have won the match last Saturday up there. We were up 18-7, I think, in the first, and up 23-21 or 21-19 in the second, and then beat them handily in the third. But you could feel in that match when we were up 18-7 and they made 2 or 3 or 4 good plays, and the Stan Sheriff Center was rocking. I've played or coached in over 30 matches there. And that was about as loud as I've been. I've been in. I think it wasn't quite sold out, but it was close. And so happy for Hawaii that they were able to have their crowd kind of lift them up. And this is sports, and you have some ups and downs, and then getting it going at the right time is typically kind of how things go. 2 of my 3 seasons in Nebraska, we were not, I don't think, should have been where we were at the end of the year, and we just kind of got it going at the end of the year. So, I don't know. Amber, teams have been keen on Amber, and I told Robin last year, first time we played him, that I said I think Amber's going to go straight to the national team and be on the roster, not just. Everyone goes to the national team, but I'm talking be on the roster, and not that Amber had a bad year, she was great, but she wasn't the same Amber or whatever throughout a lot of the year. And oh boy, last 2 times we played him, she was that Amber. She's a stud, and we have studs, and they have studs. I'm not trying to make it all about Amber, but Amber, there was something about her senior night, it seemed, that when we were up 18-7, she did something that she brought some sort of this fight, that it felt like lifted the team in the crowd, and last 3 matches, that one, Cal Poly and us. And so I think a lot of it is some leadership from her, and also they were, I think they were searching for some pins and stuff for a while, and they've played that lineup now, whatever, for a while. So our last couple matches, and so I think they have some belief. So.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations on a successful season to date, and thank you so much for the hospitality here at the Walter Pyramid this week.
Thank you. It's been a great Big West tournament, and very, very happy and grateful that we have this in our conference now.